The Holy Nation continue to be a peculiar type of people, but on the other hand, we did just get like 15 like wild bulls worth of meat, and leather, and horns, which we immediately sold for a quick buck. And then, me and Griffin over here have actually gone out and... Are you dead? I think you're dead, but we've gone out and bought 4 trader backpacks. Even though I don't like the look of them because they have like this wooden flap. I'd rather just have the normal backpacks. They'll do for now. And what they do is allow me to stack up to 9, just like the other wooden backpack. We're going to be buying a couple more of these, and hopefully some more of the regular ones. Because the Holy Nation continues to book more and more assaults. On the plus side, because they were getting so beaten up, we have been able to improve our relations back with them by first aiding some of their down guards, because they were, you know, outnumbered a fair bit, and they were losing people, and, well, we decided to be nice. Ultimately, for once. That's a wolf. Yes, it is. They're patrolling over there. Interesting. So the nests must have respawned around here again. They do tend to spawn in every time you start the game, I think. So locations may differ. And of course, if they get knocked out, they'll respawn eventually. But yeah. We're gathering up. We're preparing our gear because we're not going to stay around here. These guys attack far too often for my liking. I can deal with bandits and sorts, but a major faction constantly ruining their relationship with us? Also, you can technically see our town over there, isn't that cool? It shouldn't be rendered in, but because people are inside, it technically is. And it's good to know they're still eating their veggies. But yeah. Ah, that's where the... Right, our robots... Our skeletons still hiding. Oh, hungry bandit. Yeah, you should not be messing with them. I don't think they have any items in there, which is unfortunate, but at the same time means we don't have to bother with them. We just let them be. We don't need their meat at this point anymore. We've got a decent farming economy, although that will break down at some point, which is why stacking up on like 15 bulls worth of meat is a pretty good idea. We're gonna eat that at some point. And if we don't, you know, if we stop farming, our food stockpile is gonna go down rapidly. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources on hand to really make food cubes and stuff. That would be a lot more efficient if we could stack triple the nutrients. But sometimes you're gonna make do. Unfortunately, you're just a regular trader, no animal trader, because I would have liked another pack bull at this point. For predictable reasons. Oh well. Tasha is currently loaded up and ready to go. Could probably squeeze in a bit more there, but you know. You don't have any money. Which is unfortunate. But I don't really need to trade with you anyway. Oh, that's a wolf. He's attacking, that's fine. We can take him. There's 2 of us and 1 of him. He's not really interested in us. I'm gonna make it my problem anyway. There we go. We only took 1 hit. That's not so bad. It was only a pup too. Poor thing. No idea what he was getting into. More meat for us though. Well, that's a win. Follow. I'll have you first aid him as well. Why not? You could use the practice, Griffin. Right, let's continue packing up. Because I would like to leave this hellish place at some point. So, we've been a little busy around here. We've redecorated the place. How do you like it? We've got a new carpet outside. It's made of dead holy servants. Yeah, we may have gotten attacked a couple times by patrols that came wandering and were like, oh no, you've got skeletons. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, they didn't really like us. So we've got some holy sentinels that are now dead. And you know, we've picked up their weapons and stuff, and there were some high paladins as well. They're gonna wake up, they're gonna be problems at some point. We even took out the holy priest. Yeah. We took out the guy that's like, oh, Just, hold my hand in prayer. Oh, his right arm is now bloodied. He's gonna wake up soon, and then we're gonna have some words with him and probably shoot him more, to be honest. Although we need to have a look, because currently our people are doing other things like farming and not sitting on the guns. Speaking of which, if they just hold on to the gun turrets, it turns out if it technically counts them in combat and they're aiming, they will continue to level their perception. So green here has a perception of 60 right now, which is pretty darn good. That makes him a lot more accurate and also gives him a bit of extra range. It's not going to make much of a difference on the turrets, I don't think. Not without getting a proper wall, but 60 perception on him. Ravo also 60. Beep 58. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. But I wanted to have a look at technology for a second here. Let's have a look. Crossbow crafting. I've just researched crossbow bolts. So we can now research crossbow making. It's going to cost us the engineering research. We don't have a lot of that, but, you know, crossbows, they're amazing. I'd also like to get us, skeleton repair beds. That's going to be essential. Could also get something else. Oh, we can get searchlights for no cost. That's good. I've been doing a bit of extra, like, research as well. Probably work on our batteries, perhaps. Batteries are going to be good. If we don't use a lot of power, we can just store it up. But I might switch over to generators at some point. We'll have to see. But first, prototype harpoons. It's tempting, but we could probably get away with spending one ancient sign. But the thing is, right? If we start putting mounted crossbow Mark IIs all around, we're going to do more damage, which is good. But I'd like my people to get a bit more friendly fire training first, so that we don't kill ourselves. That would be great. Absolutely brilliant. We can go for the composite runners though. One book, another 5% power, sure. Crafting, I would like robotics, if at all possible. We need steel bars and electrical crafting for that. Let's have a look. Oh, that's dinner. I'll be back. Right, there we are again. Let's get back to the whole science, shall we? Composite runners, battery power, battery capacity, very good. I like it a lot. Probably stick with that. Harpoon turrets. Later, once we get more ancient science books, mounted crossbows, more science books, really. Preferably. Electrics, where's robotic? I'm pretty sure we need to go like another tier up or something. Unfortunate, but kind of makes sense. Do you want the powerful stuff to be hidden behind like a lot of research? Steel bars is here though. One ancient science book. Yes, please. Anything else cool? An ore drill? Maybe, but we don't have any iron around here, so that's not a priority. Wells isn't a bad idea. But, yeah, you know what? Let's get another well level. More wells, more better. Should be able to produce more. And then probably medicine, let's be honest. Medicine's good. Basic weaponsmithing, heavy weapons. I'd like to get plate armor crafting at some point because it'll allow us to make our own heavy armor. But it's not really a priority for now. Hats and headgear, maybe. Advanced weaponsmithing would allow us to make like actual weapons. You know what, let's spend a bit on weapon grades and whatnot. Why not? Yeah, there's really not too much I'm looking for right now, to be honest. We could probably do with hemp farming, because that'll allow us to make medicine, but we need hemp for that, and we don't have hemp right now. So that's kind of the end of that. I guess we'll spend the remaining things on... Actually, let's have a look at our workbench, real quick. We still have 6 ancient science books to use, and 1 engineering research. What we'll probably do is... Oh, yeah, we'll get tech level 4. And large building shells, that'll fix that problem. Beautiful. That will allow us to get a lot more housing, like the Y house, the snail house, watchtower, step house, station house, still dome. Other things that you can't really scroll for because it's not designed to scroll. Imprisonment. Prisoner cage. We could keep hostages. We could keep, like, trophies. I don't know. We could do that. I don't want to do the whole cliche, let's take a prisoner and beat them up and use them as, like, prisoner fight club. Feels a little bit overpowered, a little bit cheaty as well. Ancient science books, heavy generators. You know what? Why not? Alright, that's all our special science kit gone. But we could stack some other things, like... I like battery capacity, battery power, we can get searchlights, a light post. There we go. Plenty of science left to do. And they'll be doing that as we slowly start packing up. We also have advanced exterior lighting now. Holy lighting, because we have the blueprints and, you know, we might as well spend them. There we go. Pretty good. I think it's about time we start packing up, really. You're still unconscious, but you're going to wake up in a moment and we'll just shoot you again, because that's fun. You're also unconscious, that's less fortunate. Bottle cap. You could do it with some turret guarding. If you just, like, make your way over there. There we go, he immediately springs into combat. He's now training his perception. Or should be. Oh, yep. This guy just got shot at again. Beautiful. Not really much to train, but hey. Right. I think we're going to slowly start packing up and moving. We were so close to actually leaving. But then, unfortunately, one patrol came in and was like, hey, you have darkened ones, right? Yes. And then one Holy Sentinel run up and got hit and it's like, oh, what the hell's going on? And now everyone's fighting everyone again. We were literally on the cusp of leaving. I was just grouping everyone up and being like, hey, okay, let's go. We've loaded everyone down with a ton of stuff. And now we have to fight the Holy Nation once again. They're a bit rude. Our faction reputation with them's probably not doing too well. Yeah, minus 16. Oof. We still have like 3 days before the next regularly scheduled assault, but at the same time, I want to leave. I'm ready to leave. Everyone's pack's been like tied down with stuff and food and things. It's just not happening. Oh, someone lost an arm. It's the Holy Servant, of course. All Beep's enemies will be destroyed. I like it. You go, Beep. We haven't really managed to demolish everything. Beep is the strongest now. There will be changes. Yes, there will be, Beep. Yes, there will be. Right, well that was a carnage. On the plus side, I think everyone's okay limb-wise. Beep's going to bed, but he took some hits, but he's fine. I like Beep. He's got some nice unique dialogue. Our skeletons are away from the fight currently. Yeah, our medics are doing a great job of making sure everyone's healed. I should just be able to get up and keep moving again, which is nice. So we didn't really get a huge delay here, I don't think. Yeah, you shouldn't be slowed down by that. We're going to be traveling slow anyway, because we have a lot of stuff to carry. I've given Rain the, well, it's my unofficial strength training backpack, because it can weigh up to like 400 with all these teeth in it. Stacking for the win. Like seriously, a 9 stack of teeth? Probably the most space effective like strength training you can find. And you can literally just go out and punch a wolf for it. It's great. But yeah, we've tried to pick up as much food as we can. We still left an entire barrel of cooked veggies just because they're so bulky. They're so bulky and useless. We also made a couple food cubes eventually. I think... Yeah, there we go. We've got like 2 stacks of food cubes, which is a lot more effective. You can just see. We've got like triple the nutrition in 2/3 of the space. Yeah. That's food cubes for you. That's endgame food. Now, of course, you can always, you know, for the sake of it, make different kinds of food later down the line. You definitely could do that. And you wouldn't necessarily be wrong. You know, if you want to have multiple types of food at base, who am I to stop you? Or anyone for that matter. But anyway, I think we're gonna form up on me. And then we'll have the workers form up on Shrike, who will follow Escaped Servant around. The skeleton crew is not going to follow anyone, because they need to stay sneaking. At least in Holy Nation land, because of course Holy Nation... they want to send them to Rebirth. Or just kill them immediately. Still don't know where this Rebirth is actually. But I think we're going to travel north and settle along the coast here as our like second outpost, depending on like the scientific estimate of like what's there. I think it'll be a nice place to settle. You know what, skeletons, let's attack him unprovoked. Why not? 51 damage because of the Edgewalker. Yeah, Edgewalker type 2. 50% bonus damage against animals. That's gonna go a lot higher before he is completely leveled. We could take the leather too, cool. We'll get these guys out of Holy Nation territory, which is interesting because they're fighting a bunch of river raptors over there again. Guys, I did not... Yeah, we can't really do anything with these beds, unfortunately. What I am going to do is technically, temporarily turn these off so that we can form up properly. I would like to go now. You're going to follow him and... Oh! They've woken up. That's not fair. Alright, attack all. Go kill them. Royal Ronin, take care of that one. I think they've mostly run out of crossbow bolts, which is a bit annoying. We didn't really get a chance to properly stock up on those. And now we're carrying literally everything. So we don't have the space. But that's fine. This is good practice, if nothing else. You know, Tasha getting a 150 hit in like it's nothing. Dexterity 54. She's really strong. Strength hasn't really gone up, unfortunately. But such is the way of things. Dr. Chung, I would like you to go on medic. It's because your medic skill is insane. You've got a lot of stuff on you. A lot of medkits now, because, well, obviously he's going to be doing the most medicing here. Yeah, that's everyone patched up already. Cool. We'll continue the whole following thing. Royal Warning, you get to follow Leko, and now we should have a giant caravan of people. I said we should have a giant... Stop slacking, Beep, we don't want to leave you behind. You're too valuable to us. We leaving anything? Well, a severed human left arm. It's his. We'll eat it real quick. Daisy can catch up. There you go, good girl. soon as she's eaten it, she'll get a bit of food back. And that's going to be important because she eats a lot now. She is almost mature, which is weird. For some reason, I don't think her hunger will ever tick up to 100. And I'm okay with that. Trust me, I really am. It's just confusing is all. Right, there you go. Back to following. River Raptor, sir, I salute you. Have a lot of fun. Eat all those bodies. Eat your heart out. Tell your friends over there as well. You know. There we go. We've got ourselves one heck of a caravan now. They're all gonna eat cooked veggies. We have way too many of them. We'll probably sell some stolen stuff in World's End. I was gonna say World's Eye, but that's not the place. And we'll see what else. But yeah, it's time to head out. We'll leave Hope. And maybe we'll find a better spot. A friendlier spot, or at least one where the Black Dragon ninjas won't bug out. That would be nice. So long, cursed place of dead holy people. I won't miss you. Funnily enough, while moving away from our settlement, it is now that the Black Dragon ninjas have decided to get miraculously unstuck. And they have just arrived at our outpost. So they can have fun with that, I guess. There's a whole barrel of food for them. Can't say I'm particularly fussed about it, but at the same time, I'm kind of confused. Leave out the kind of... I'm really confused. Why did they suddenly decide to get unstuck? Why are they suddenly showing up? I don't get it. But I guess we finally left them alone long enough for them to figure out what they were doing with their lives. And being stuck was the wrong way to go about it, really. I'm glad they finally realized. But none of us will be close by enough to really pay any attention to them for a long time. Until we eventually come back to tear the rest down, I suppose. I hope they find what they're looking for in their soul-seeking journey. And so, we slowly find us making our way once again, past the rusted bridge in the distance, across pontoon bridges crossing small rivers, traveling up a great mountain ridge. It is a trail we've walked before. It is a trail we'll probably walk again and again. This time, instead of exploration, it brings a strange comfort, knowing it'll take us away from those who we despise most. But can one ever really get away from those who we despise most, the Holy Nation? It appears not, because apparently Feck is an untamed beast. But there we go. Once again, able to talk our way out of it with no problems whatsoever. Carrying around a stupid book has never proven more useful than our stay in the Holy Nation. Next time we'll be here, we might burn it down, who knows? I'm certainly inclined that way. Our travel to World's End took us the better part of 2 days. We didn't have many incidents after the Holy Nation questioned us, although there were some bone dogs. We had the Royal Ronin engage a couple of them, and they went, one of them went down because, let's be honest, most of them are trained in range currently. They don't have the melee skill yet. We didn't really get around to building training dummies where they would be able to exercise. At least not before the Holy Nation came and attacked again and again and again and again. And since they were sitting on the turrets, they were getting a lot of turret skill, but not really any combat skill, so we'll have to work on that at some point. But first, we're going to be stopping in World's End, seeing what's what. The skeletons have run ahead, they've already scouted it out, they've bought some things, we'll go over that in a bit. And yeah, we'll pick up some blueprints maybe, some armor perhaps. Since Shrike's actually getting pretty good, we've made our first like specialist grade stuff. We'll have a look at that later. We finally make our way into World's End. And we have a bit of a discussion among ourselves, with the skeletons, with everyone. We take stock of what happened during the journey. Who's been training? Because I've actually given Ruka and Rain the heaviest backpacks. Because our Sheks are going to be our tough, heavy fighters. They need to be able to carry their own armor without encumbering themselves too much. And they've done a bloody good job actually. In the past 2 weeks of past 2 days of traveling, you know, it's now day 73 instead of like day 71 that we left. Rain has gone up 10 levels in strength by constantly carrying someone and being max encumbered. I normally don't like to min-max the training of stats too much, but for them, you know, just 2 people carrying someone, and then like Silvershade had to carry Halleck because Halleck got knocked out while fighting Bone Dogs. But I don't like to micro the strength training too much. See, like I've gotten A level in strength up to 38, or from 36 perhaps, just from like carrying my stuff with me. But Rain and Ruka, they actually need it, and Ruka is now up to 46. So she can carry 61 kilos without being encumbered, which is nearly 4 times as much as we began. You know, with level 1 strength, you can only carry something like 16 kilos. Rain can carry 65, and is starting to hit like a truck because of it. Because remember, we're using heavy weapons. The heavier the weapon, the more it's relying on strength to do damage, and also the faster we swing with the weapon, because we have the strength to wield it. Her fragment axe weighs 43 kilos. So yeah, there you go. That's going to be very heavy. That's why she needs to be buff. And that's why her strength is now 50. The teeth here being divided between Ruka and Rain to make sure that they have the encumbrance to keep going. Now, of course, we could just put the backpack in there and suddenly she's nearly carrying 400 kilos with her. That's going to be only 84% encumbrance now. Weirdly enough, but yes. The strength training backpack, it still proves very valuable. We're going to sell some stuff, and we're going to have a quick look actually, because Tuner here has gone out and bought us a medium-sized thief backpack, which has no skill reductions, only a -2 combat skill bonus, and a bonus 10% encumbrance reduction, compared to, I think, no, I've given Bard a large backpack just to be able to carry stuff around. Who's got a medium one? That's a good question. A lot of them have the trader backpacks. If we have a look at... There we go, Dr. Chung. He's got a medium backpack, regular. It has a -5 to all combat skills, 50% encumbrance reduction, 0.9 combat speed, 0.5 dodge and stealth. So, really, if you have the money, the thief backpacks are the way to go. I might just have to ally myself with the Shinobi Thieves at some point to be able to buy more of them easier. Seriously, they're good stuff. Even though they don't allow any stacking, they're good for carrying, like, armor or weapons, because those will never stack anyway. And, you know, more encumbrance reduction is useful, especially on a long journey like this. But we're going to sell some Soul and Holy Nation stuff. We've got some... Pretty sure we have some lying around somewhere. That's sleeping bags. Right, yeah, here we go. We've got high-grade chainmail. Would love to keep it, but it's a faction uniform. And I don't want to sneak into the Holy Nation. If anything, we want to kill them when we see them, so that we can get more of these. This is going to sell for 1,300 cats. We've got ourselves another chain shirt here. High grade also sells for 1,300. If they weren't faction uniforms, I'd keep them in a heartbeat, because it's really good armor. A really good, like, second layer. But for now, we'll sell it and get lots of money back. We also bought some blueprints. We're going to be learning how to make armored rags. Sleeveless long coat, which might count as light armor, I think. So we should be able to make that on our leather bench, perhaps. Or out of cloth. Plate jackets, another strong medium armor sort of type. And finally, mercenary leather armor, because leather, and we have it, so why not? There we go. We also bought a map to the Tower of Goats. A map from Attack Hunter Scout detailing a possible location to find ancient science books. Tower of Goats. I want to find this place at some point because it sounds amazing. It's all the way over there. Okay, so north coast up there has the Tower of Goats. I think we might have a look with prospecting over here to see if we can find a cool location. And that should hopefully be far enough away from the Holy Nation that they won't bother us. And we might be able to check out the ruins here in the northwest, where we know we might be able to find some ancient science as well. The skeletons did have one more thing to conclude in World's End before leaving. They met a guy called Ant. He sold himself as a pack garu. Funnily enough, with the dry sense of humor that the skeletons have, they decided to hire him because they know that we're short on pack mules. And like pack animals in general, that we're sort of carrying all we can. So we have a new Greenlander who is pretty much a blank slate. He doesn't really have any skills. They're cheap, 3,000 cats, but it's not like we don't have the food to be able to sustain him, and once we get up north and start farming, we could just put down like 2 large green fruit farms, assuming the climate is green. Otherwise we'll put down a bunch of bread ones. Maybe cacti. We could make dust witches, which are like sandwiches, but dustier. We would have to research those, but ooh, think of the possibilities. Anyway, food is not going to be an issue, so yeah, we decided to bring him along. And, well, it's time to head out again. Find ourselves greener pastures, or arid ones, depending on the climate, of course. And so, having gained one potentially useful member to the group, we set off again en route to, like I said, greener or arid pastures, depending. We did, of course, give him clothing. There he is. He's got a long coat. He's got some actual cargo pants instead of ragged pants, because the ragged pants are just... they look like a poor man's trouser. We have the middleman's trouser for him instead. You know, gave him a cloth shirt, sleeveless coat, gave him a hat. Everyone needs a hat. Hats are good. And so we set off again. Who knows what we might find. I've got some ideas, but we'll have to see. Either way, looks like we'll be stronger together. And together is going to be even stronger now. Even if he's going to be a civilian. He'll be useful in some way. I'm sure of it. We'll put him to good work. It seems we've arrived in cannibal lands because these fellas over there, they're cannibal hunters. Let's send someone over to have a word with them. I wonder what they have to say. Looking for a cannibal hunter? You hunt cannibals? Yeah. Got a cannibal problem that needs taken care of? No, we're just curious. Right, well, they're helpful. We do know that there's a village over there. And it does look like it could be lived in, so we're gonna have a look over there. Because why the hell not? We haven't been up here yet. And I would like to know who lives around here before potentially deciding to settle over here. That would be the smart thing to do, after all. There's another village over there as well. Seems to be just regular rain. That's to be expected of a beautiful coastline, I must say. Ooh, some fishing huts, I think. Swamp platforms. Residential swamp villages. Seem to be lived in. At least the wind generators are working. And that's all we have to go off, really. Oh, there's movement over there. Tech hunters. Ah, good old tech hunters. They are injured, but that's a good sign. There might be life here. There might be people to trade with. That's always a plus for settling. We'll get closer and have a look. We've decided to send Hobbs in ahead. Because he can run 25 miles an hour. If he encounters trouble, well, he can run away from it, but we'll find a dead cat fisherman. So I think we'll be okay. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Need some fish? I'm looking for fish. Yeah, that's 20 cats per nutrition value. No, thank you. On the plus side, seems to be... Oh, as the name suggests, seems to be a fishing village. And people have fish. How surprising. There's no one in here. We could steal stuff, but I don't want to steal stuff from here. I don't really feel the need to. Enjoy my fish? That's not a fish salesman. A public residential house. We'll go and check that out. There might be something in here. You look odd. Well, that's nice of you to say. Buy my fish? I mean, I'll have a look. I might look odd, but you are odd, sir. Exit building left. Alright, here's the big shop. That's gonna have some stuff. Hello! Here to buy? Yes, actually. Ooh. Blueprints. Sandagosas, which I like to put on my turret guards, red bandanas. There's no functional difference, it's just color. I guess if you're into that sort of thing. Rather than that black bandana. Even the black bandana doesn't give like any stealth benefit or anything. We'll just pick up the Sandagosas then. Skeleton repair kit's not too expensive here. We could buy things like hemp. We'll probably need that to be able to research like hemp farming and cotton for cotton farming, so that's good. No real interesting things otherwise so far. Bit of bread, but bread's expensive. We don't really need food, that's the thing. You are also public? Yes, you are. Caravan passing through, all eating dried meat. You're selling fish in your own home. That's not a good business strategy. I can tell you that right now. Right. Who's in the bar? Bunch of dead cat fishermen. Greenfinger. You have any idea how hard it is to run a farm when there's a bloody horde of cannibals licking their lips and waiting to devour you from just over the hill? Guess how many farmers have died in the last week thanks to those barbaric animals? Just take a guess. How about 3? No one damn well knows. They gave up keeping count. Oh boy. We found about 7 chewed up remains up in the hills this week alone. Whether those body parts from the same person or whether they were 7 different bodies, I'll be damned. A farmer can't work at a place like this. It's suicide. I need to leave, but I can't set a base alone. I need fellow settlers to start over with. You're welcome to join us. We could use the skills of a farmer. That's great news. There are greener pastures down south in the Holy Lands. We should find fertile soil there. I'll need advance of 2,000 cats, but it'll be worth more than that in skill. Traveler, you can take my word for it. I've been tending crops since I was 11 years old. Some folks even nicknamed me Greenfinger. I mean, you're hired. Buddy, you're hired. I don't like that idle stance. You can just have a regular stance. You know, I don't like the hunched forward, like trying to hide. You're gonna be proud of being a farmer. There you go. So, 40 laboring, 40 farming. Unfortunately, because he's a Scourgelander, he doesn't get any bonuses to it. In fact, he's got a 20% racial penalty to it. But he's also got 25 engineer, so he's gonna make a fine addition to our base crew. In fact, we could use him as a weaponsmith. Ah, there's a thought. Weaponsmithing whenever he's not supposed to tend to farm. Well, I mean, he's not going to tend to farm that often. And he's got a 20% bonus to it, which means he'll be faster at learning it. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Welcome to the crew, Mr. Greenfinger. You do come with your own clothing, mostly. That's cool. Doob. A Shek. A decent field medic. What's the catch? costs 6,000. I do need some more Shek, I think. I like the idea of having more like heavy Shek troops around, so you know what? Sounds good. We'll get a Shek medic in the field. Because why not? Toughness, attack, strength. He's got no melee skill or like anything else to speak of, but we can work him into a warrior. We'll just forget the fact that he has science skill. 40 field medic's gonna be helpful. You, sir, can stay in the primary squad. I feel a little bad for you. No combat skill whatsoever to speak of. Probably take a couple of these off of range. You know what? We'll do that later. That's the tech hunter. What do you have to say? Bodyguards. Oh, they have their place. Menk. Not a Scourgelander. Need a real swordsman? Not a Vats. Need to skip town? Sure. You know what? That's fine. Not a Shek. Let's go. Also no skills to speak of, but that's fine. We'll work on that. We've got the food, and I'd like to build up some more heavy warriors that I can leave behind eventually to defend the base. You know, keep guard outside. And Shek, well, they've got the extra limb health, less bleeding. They do eat a bit more, but if they're going to stand guard outside the base, that's fine. You know. We'll give them the old strength training, just like Ruka and the others are experiencing. That's a bunch of goats. And that's a skeleton. We do see some interesting sights around here, I'll have to say. Goats, skeletons, fishing. Fishing? It's not really a thing in game, but we'll forget that bit. There's a mod for it, of course. Anyway, let's continue checking out the bar population. What's that word with a barman? What do you have? Fishing equipment. You know what? I stand corrected, I think. Canyonlands killer. Thin fish. Wow. These are probably the most expensive food item you'll find. Like, nutrition-wise. We'd pay 38 cats for a single point of nutrition. I mean, I guess you could do that if you're desperate, but I don't recommend it. Also, there was a third. Any local tips? Careful of the painted tribe. They roam outside the village and pick off any unfortunate travelers that stray too far from town. The bloody monsters feed on their own kind. Eat away at their victims, piece by piece, while keeping them prisoner in their lair. Be careful. If you see one, there'll be 100 others following behind. Cannibals, eh? Nothing we can't handle. I mean, we'll probably be fine, right? Jesus, there's a lot of people here to talk to. Looking for a good catch, visitor? Forget it. These waters are all fished out. Try somewhere else. You're a box standard recruit. Not interested. Suddenly, all the people we could talk to are evaporating. Here's the deal, traveler. I'm a treasure hunter and I got a real juicy tip on a valuable looting spot. Thing is, my squad got killed off by those blasted cannibals. So here I am, recuperating in this dusty old snorefest of a village. Now you look like the adventuring type, correct me if I'm wrong. So how about you pay off my bill at the flophouse and we team together and finish what me and my squad started? We'll be rich, Outlander, you and me. How much is your bill? 4,500, that's a deal. Sure, I'll pay you. There we go. Tech from the Ancients, a guy from the bar told you. So do you have a map? No, but you do at least have equipment. And a little bit of skill, and you are a Shek. Like I said, I am looking to hire more Sheks, so that's kind of why I bought him. Aside from the fact that he's got cool face paint, and I am easily persuaded. Who are you, Drifter? Are you hiring, traveler? Maybe, but why so secretive? Brother finds out what skills you got. Practically piecing together blueprints before I learn to walk? Sure. I'm easily persuaded. 30 laboring, 47 engineer? Sure. That's a good cheap engineer. You can go in the Worker squad. There we go, we're building up our town. And we've got 3 more Shek for our combat group. I think we'll have to go back at some point and recruit that Kang guy in other place. And you look like an engineer. Need an engineer? Sure, how are you? Why the hell not? You're another Scorchlander. I could use you for crafting. There we go. I wouldn't do this if I wasn't confident that we have the food production down. We have plenty of farmers now. Well, I'm gonna leave you because you're bog standard. If I had known this in World's End, I wouldn't have recruited the guy, Ant. But I guess he's lucky, because he gets to travel around with a whole bunch of awesome people now. Anything in here? No. I think that's it, really, for the fishing village. With the worst prized fish ever. Let's learn the fishing equipment. Oh, note, cannot actually be used for fishing. Fair enough. I like it anyway. There are things in here I don't... Like I said, I don't care about stealing. So, well, fishing village. Had a bunch of recruits. There's cannibals around. Fun. There's another village up there. Let's actually round off the episode by doing a bit of prospecting. Chung, you've got a science skill of 65. Prospect. Water plenty. There's good green environment here. Fertility, it's about... yeah, it's looking good. No stone. Good amounts of iron because of the deposits. But I don't think there's any actual fertility in the ground for them. So getting an ore drill would kind of be pointless. Little copper to speak of, unfortunately. That's the one downside. Stone? That's alright. That's alright. I might head a bit further east then. And we might settle somewhere over there. But that will be in the next episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying the series. If you are, don't forget to leave a like and perhaps a comment down below as well. Really appreciate it myself, and it really helps the channel. So, yeah, there you go. That's that. Until next time, have a good one, folks.